Because in the background, while we were actually during our first anniversary trip, we spent most of the time just kind of discussing Meli's lore on the car ride to and from Vegas.
Yeah.
So we decided to go ahead, and then afterwards what we did was in our little Discord, we decided to try to do like a role play of our characters actually meeting. So we wrote it out, and we were putting it together. So what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a live performance of it. So this should be very interesting to say the least. Let me just
I've never read this out loud before.
It's okay. We didn't put anything inappropriate in it.
It's probably my... Oh, goodness. I'm scared. I can't remember what I wrote.
It's okay. I'll slowly come back to you. So go ahead, check Discord, baby. Okay. Just, again, I've been flipping tabs around so much I need to kind of get...
Wait, who's reading the narration?
Ah, well, technically, that's under me, because if you read at the top, it says Ezra the Fallen.
True.
Alright, so I'm actually going to turn off the music specifically for this, so then this way, post-production, I can add the proper sound effects. Alright, so, are you ready?
I guess.
Okay, here we go.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. It's our story, babe. Why do you feel scared sharing our story? It's not like you're embarrassed of me or something.
No, I'm embarrassed of my own writing.
Your writing's great. Spell check did not hit it that hard. You did great.
Okay.
All right. After the airplane goes by. All right. It was a beautiful autumn evening. The sun was just starting to set, and the stars were beginning to come out. Meli looks up at the sky, lost in thought. Off in the distance, she sees a falling star. The star grows even brighter, growing closer, ever closer, until it looked like it was a comet that was going straight towards Meli's cottage. And then, BAM! The meteor impacted the ground in the middle of Meli's field. Debris kicked up everywhere and covered her in dirt and debris. As the dust settled, Meli moved in close to take a look to see what was in the hole, and was surprised to see someone resting inside the crater. A being more beautiful than any she had seen was lying there in this crater. She saw long white hair, a porcelain face. Meli got up and moved in to inspect this being. She placed her hand on his neck and could feel a heartbeat. He was alive. You got this, baby!
What do I do? Meli whispered in awe. I've never healed a person before. Meli took in a deep breath and tried not to panic. Well, I suppose I should probably take him inside and treat his injuries before he awakens. She took another look at the man that had fallen from the sky and stopped when she noticed his wings. They were black, like the wings of Poe.
Get off of Poe!
The black of his wings faded into a pure white, similar to that of fresh snow on a winter morning. Was this man an angel? Pamela had told Meli countless tales of winged men and women referred to as angels, and their exciting expeditions from various planets to the heavens above. Although, this angel looked a little different from all of the angels Pamela had described. What was an angel doing here of all places? Meli shook her head. We don't have time for this. I can ask these questions later when he's awake. Right now, I need to get him to safety. Meli gently lifts the winged man onto her back and carries him across the flower fields to a nearby cottage.
Ezra.
Ezra, Ezra swirling in the
Ezra was
darkness.
showing in the darkness. Ezra cried for his wing. Did my own Adam Sandler impression. Ooh, ooh, okay. Ezra. I keep doing it. Gosh, freaking thing. Ezra swirling in darkness.
It's the W's.
It's the W. The dyslexia is kicking in. Oh my gosh. Ezra swirling in darkness. Ezra tried to unfurl his wings to control his airborne movements. The burning sensation went through his entire body, through his entire being, starting from his back, echoing out through all of his appendages.
Oh, you improvising.
Yeah. Ezra awoke with a start and was immediately bombarded with soreness and stiff muscles. Ugh. Ezra moaned and slumped over to one side. A lock of his hair got into his face. A lock of white hair. Ezra came alert and forced himself up and took in his surroundings. He was in a cottage that may seem cluttered on the surface, but was actually quite organized.
Oh.
What?
I think the phone died.
It's plugged in.
It
needs more of a charge.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh well. I'm
Meli.
reading from the beyond.
Meli is just sleeping.
I'm sleep reading.
Yeah, okay. Quite organized. Ezra looked around. A mirror. He needed to find a mirror. He finally spotted the bathroom. With effort, he made his way to the mirror. And in the mirror, he saw his beautiful face, but now had silvery white hair. He was in a state of undress. No shirt, and wore the blanket as a covering. He tried to summon his wings, but at that moment, the burning sensation came back, and he dropped to his knees. As he lay there, he heard some movement and some humming.
Should I read the part below?
No, you don't need to worry about that one.
Okay. Meli was in the kitchen humming a song when she heard a commotion in the next room over. Is he awake already? Meli asked under her breath. The noise startled her. She wasn't used to having another person in her cottage. Meli made her way towards the cottage's washroom, where the noise originated from, and prepared herself for what she might find. The angel was awake. He didn't seem too pleased either. Meli had removed some of his clothes prior to treatment so that the material wouldn't interfere with the healing process. She was surprised to see the angel kneeling on the floor of the washroom. Are you okay? Meli stuttered, slightly nervous about speaking to a heavenly being she's only ever heard about in legends and folklore.
Oh, shit. Ugh. Ezra muttered under his breath at the pain. Ezra looked up to see a cute little bee girl entering the room. Ezra blushes first at his state of undress, in front of a cute girl nonetheless. How humiliated he felt, and how humiliated he feels over how weak he must look. He tries to stand up, but wobbles.
Try not to move, Meli instructed the angel. She steadied him before he could lose his balance again. Grabbing his waist, she helped lift him off the ground. Your bandages are becoming undone. You really shouldn't be moving around as much, Meli said with a look of worry and disapproval.
Grunting, I let her guide me back to where I was resting. I was resting in too much pain to protest. I let out a stream of curses. The amount of pain I was in was excruciating. I started to try to take off the bandages.
No, wait, don't take them off, Meli said to the angel. You're still hurt. Meli grabbed the angel's hands and gently pushed him back onto the bed. You need to rest.
Looking at her, taking his hand, he tries to stifle a blush. This is where the pain came to his rescue. He let her push him back to the bed. He looked at her with a bit of defiance in his eyes. Was I bleeding? He stated more than asked.
Meli was surprised to hear him speak. In Pamela's stories, Meli had always imagined angels having powerful, booming, world-shaking voices. But this angel sounded different. His voice was soft and angelic. It caught her off guard and made her blush a little bit. I don't know. I didn't see anything.
Ezra gingerly starts removing the wrap. Then there's no point in wearing this then.
Wait! Meli protested, but as the angel began to remove the medical wraps, Meli noticed that all of his wounds had completely healed.
Once the bandages were removed, he looked over his body. Everything seemed to be normal, but several things still felt off. He looked over to the girl and let out a sigh. I must apologize for my rather erratic behavior. I look at her and smile. My name is Ezra. What is yours?
My name's Meli. Are you an angel?
Ezra smiles a little. Yes, I am. Ezra adjusts to where he is sitting in a more upright position, then concentrates and summons his halo. The once bright ring now seems devoid of all its light. A fallen one, to be more precise.
Meli gasps and immediately covers her mouth. I knew it! Meli exclaimed. I mean, I thought you were an angel, but a fallen one? If only Pamela could see this. Meli struggled to contain her excitement.
Confused, Ezra stares at her. He was expecting outrage, a cry of disbelief, but this reaction? He didn't know what to make of it. He took in and thought about his current situation. If I may ask, can you tell me what happened?
I was just about to ask you the same thing, Meli told Ezra excitedly. Like, why are you here? I mean, don't be mistaken, I'm glad that you are, but like, don't you have a job to do or something? And what happened to your halo?
Ezra inhales. There's a lot to unpack here. Ezra starts trying to formulate how to approach this. What did you see? I'm assuming I crashed, but was there anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I thought you were a shooting star. Can you believe it? Meli shook her head. You were falling so fast. I'm surprised you didn't break anything. Meli paused and took a deep breath. I'm just glad you're all right, she smiled.
Ezra sat up and leaned in closer. Was there anything inside that crater?
Meli put her hand on her chin and pondered Ezra's question. Besides you? I don't think so. Why?
Ezra grabs the blankets to keep himself covered and makes his way to the door.
Startled, Meli stood up. Wait, where are you going? You just got here. She followed Ezra to the cottage's entrance.
Ezra stumbles around trying to find the door that leads to the outside. He was eventually able to find it. Once outside, he took in the scenery of a beautiful forest. Looking behind him, he saw Meli following him. Where's the crater?
Just beyond the forest to the left. But why? Meli asked curiously.
Ezra took off in that direction, in the direction Meli indicated. After a few minutes, he came to the crater. He slid his way down the slope and started looking around. After what seemed like ages in those couple of minutes, he found what he was looking for. He pulled up a leaflet that was buried in the dirt. He proceeded to open it. Inside, he found a necklace and a note. He slipped the note back into the leaflet, then put on the necklace. The effect for him was immediate. The burning sensation that he kept on feeling dissipated. He was able to summon his wings. They were large and magnificent. The once white wings were now faded to black. He tried to flap them, but they still felt restrained. Discouraged, he tried to use one more ability. He focused and was able to summon his clothes, a purple dress with a black corset. His boots came on next, and he felt his gloves caress his hands like old friends. Ezra sighed in relief and made his way up to the top of the crater, where he saw Meli standing there, staring at him.
You? Meli started, but found that she was unable to finish her sentence. Unsure of what to say, she began to pace back and forth excitedly. Your wings! Meli exclaimed, slightly out of breath. That's so cool! And your clothes! Meli stared at Ezra in awe. I've never seen anything like it before.
Ezra blushes at the compliments. Thank you, Meli. He gestures in the direction of the cottage. I'm sure you have many questions, just as I have as many as I... Improvising, this is the plus side and downside of it. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure you have many questions, just as I. Care to walk around a little bit? I'll do my best to answer some of the questions, if you will answer some of mine.
Absolutely. Meli smiled.
And that's all we're going to do for today.
Yay!
I think that does a pretty good job of at least going, this is how we met.
Yeah. I think that's a good little introduction.
Yeah, it's kind of cute, little fun.
That was a year ago.
Yeah, no, that was a while ago when we wrote that, when we did that role play kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. For more content, you can watch my other YouTube videos, join my Patreon, or you can watch me live on Twitch. See you guys next time. Bye!